Hey guys, it's Savannah and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, I apologize because it's probably not going to be as happy as it usually is. I don't know if this is going to make it to the internet or not. This is still kind of fresh and I feel like I do want to talk about it right now to get it off my chest. And maybe talking about something when it's so raw and new to me, maybe it'll help somebody watching. So today I want to talk a little bit about a client that I had where the human client passed away, and a little bit about his service dog and what I kind of learned, what I learned from them about service dogs and just kind of life in general. So I guess welcome to my therapy session and info session about service dogs. I also have a brownie in front of me because comfort food. So yeah, I guess it's a mukbang too. So actually last night I got a message from my client's cousin that he had passed away, and it was unexpected. I know that he's been kind of like monitored by healthcare professionals and doing appointments and stuff at the hospital, but what happened wasn't really expected. So that's really hard. My thoughts obviously go out to the family. He actually passed away in January, so it was quite a while ago, but she just got access to his phone and thought that maybe I wanted to know, and I'm glad that she contacted me because I have been thinking about them a lot lately and wondering why I hadn't seen his dog Emma for a groom lately. So I'm glad she contacted me, but it was also kind of a hard pill to swallow. I've been pretty upset ever since, even though he was a client. I also honestly considered him a friend, and we would spend time talking. I found him to be really inspirational. After Emma's grooms, I would usually book extra time to just chat with him a little bit. The first time that I met him, he was actually in the hospital here. He's from out of town. He was in the hospital here after a surgery, and I did Emma and I brought her in and we talked for about half an hour, 45 minutes. I didn't have another dog to rush to, and we just kind of connected, and he was telling me lots of stories. I was asking him things about Emma being a service dog. She's a beautiful German Shepherd. I'll insert some photos throughout this video. And he was telling me some pretty surprising things. So I guess I'll kind of get into that a little bit here. You know how everybody always says that you're not supposed to pet service dogs? Apparently people don't follow that rule at all. He would always tell me how people would always distract her, try to pet her, how employees would try to kick him out of stores because they didn't believe that she actually was a service dog because he didn't have any like physical looking disabilities of why he would need a service dog with him. He told me some pretty awful stories about how nurses treated him in the hospital. And I also experienced this firsthand. So he would travel in from where he lived for medical appointments, and while he was at his appointments, they were always at the hospital. So I would come get her before his appointment, groom her, and then we would meet after his appointment and I would give Emma back. So I would take Emma from him and have to walk her through the hospital, out different doors to go towards where I was parked. And even in that short, either 5 to 10 minute walk, depending where I was parked, she would be wearing her service dog vest, and people would be trying to talk to me, trying to talk to her, try to pet her in elevators, whistle at her to try to get her attention. And these rules aren't set in place to be mean. They're set in place for the safety of the handler and the person that actually does need the service dog. The service dog is trained for certain tasks, so even if you distract the dog with a whistle or whatever, a pet or whatever you're doing, if you distract them for 1 second, maybe that dog is trained to detect seizures in their owner, and because they're distracted, they couldn't warn their owner. So I guess this is the biggest thing that everybody talks about, but I guess it isn't followed. He said that it was people of all ages that would do this. I mean, when I experienced it in the hospital, it was adults in the elevator. And I mean, I usually wear my uniform that says grooming on it or whatever, but how do they know it's not my service dog? Or in the winter, I wear a jacket so they wouldn't always see that I was just the groomer. Plus, I was in the hospital with a service dog. You think it would be a little bit better. And just some of the other stories that he told me about people trying to kick him out of stores. Honestly, just awful. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a really hard time with this. I mean, like, I've had some clients pass away before, and I have dogs that pass away, and it always takes me like a little bit of time to get over that, and I guess grieve in my own way, because I do form connections with these dogs and with these people. But this one just feels different because I feel like, I don't know, I just felt like we were like friends, and we had like, we really connected when we were talking, and I was always really interested in what he had to say. It seemed like he had a difficult life, and just the things that he would say to me were very inspirational. I know that he didn't have a lot of money, but he was always very generous when tipping me, and I don't expect tips from people, but it just meant a lot when he would send me that e-transfer the next day and say thank you. He was always so grateful. He traveled in from out of town and would only let me groom Emma. He said he didn't trust anyone else with Emma, and I honestly was honored. That touched my heart, and I don't know, he was just, you could tell he was just such a sweet guy, and he just always made sure that I knew that I did a good job and how grateful he was, and I really appreciated that. I mean, death is such a weird thing. Like, we're all in the process of dying. Like, we're all gonna die one day. We don't know when it's gonna happen. But when something unexpected like this happens, it can like really shake your world. And I mean, I've dealt with lots of death and tragic incidents with death surrounding animals, but I haven't dealt with a lot of things with people or anyone in my family that's been close to me, or even friends. So I think that's just why this is affecting me so much. Like, it just puts everything into perspective. Like, nothing matters in life other than just living life to the fullest and appreciating what you have and being the best person you can be. And it's like really hard for me to think that like he was still young, and I feel like he had so much more life to live, and he was such a good guy, and it seemed like things were finally turning around for him. But you know, everything happens for a reason, and when people go, it's their time to go, and he must have fulfilled what he was supposed to fulfill here on Earth. And he really advocated for himself and stood up for what was right when people mistreated him because he had a service dog. When people mistreated him in the hospital, nurses, he made sure he went to the highest person. Sorry, my camera cut off. He made sure to go to the highest person he could to get things fixed and made right. When stores wouldn't let him in, he would talk to a manager. These are the kind of things that I thought he was pretty badass for, and it really teaches me that I should stand up for what I believe in and what's right and stick to it no matter how uncomfortable it may be. And I mean, I guess I don't really know where this video is going. I guess I just need to express myself and just let myself know it's okay to feel like this. And he was such a beautiful human being, and I won't forget him. And I can't wait until I get to talk to him again. I'm sure wherever he is, he's surrounded with a bunch of other dogs, and him and Emma's bond was just the most precious, beautiful thing. Which makes me feel bad for her that she's without him, but I know now she's being completely spoiled. His cousin sent me some pictures of her in her new home, and unfortunately they live way too far away now for me to groom her, and I'm going to absolutely miss grooming her because she is the sweetest, most joy-filled dog. But his cousin sent me some pictures, and she's living the good life. She's got 3 new golden retriever siblings, and there's pictures of her on the beach, and she's gonna be spoiled and loved, but it's just hard to think that they had such an inseparable bond that they're not together anymore. But I guess they're together in a different way. I don't know, it's hard. I feel bad too because today I obviously still went to work, but driving in between clients I was just crying and crying, and then trying to like get myself together to walk up to my next client's door and be happy and presentable, because when I go to work I just want to do the best work that I can and make the dogs and my clients, their humans, happy and chat with them and have a good time. And I really hope that today nobody got any of my vibes that I was upset. I still wanted to be at work and groom dogs today, but it was a hard day, and I think it might be hard for a little while. This is hard. Sorry, I'm just trying to like compose myself so I'm not like blubbering and you can actually understand me. Comfort food. I don't know. I guess it's just really hard because I think I really just saw him as a friend, and like sometimes he would like send me messages on Facebook between grooms and just like tell me how Emma's doing, and he got this new vehicle and he was so excited because it was big enough for Emma to stand up and walk around in the back, and he sent me a picture of that, and it was just awesome. And in my life I have a small friend group, and I choose to keep it small. I only want the right kind of people around me. And I only let certain people in, and I think I just realized today that like I considered him a friend. And I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, death is weird. Makes you realize all sorts of things. I think especially too when it's unexpected. Like I just wish I could just like talk with him one more time. And like just groom Emma once more. But you know, I know they served the right purpose in each other's lives, and they helped each other so much. And I really just hope that he knows how much I really looked up to him and how much he inspired me. and how much I saw him as a friend. And I thought it was so cool how he stood up for himself and advocated for himself. And you could tell he was just trying to be the best person he could be. And it was just his time. And that's hard, but that's how it goes. So I guess moral of the story is tell people in your life when you love and appreciate them, even if it's somebody that you might think they will think it's weird. I'm actually so glad this past Christmas I gave him a card and Emma some treats, and I wrote him a really nice message in it, and I'm so glad that I at least did that. But even if it's people that you think are just acquaintances, if there's something that you love about them, if there's something that inspires you about them, tell them. If you see a service dog, don't distract them. And Kenton and Emma, thank you for all the love and all the lessons. And I hope maybe I'll get to see Emma one day in person. I told his cousin if they're ever around Saskatoon to please let me know. And I know one day I'll see Kenton. And thanks for watching this really depressing video. I have no idea if this is gonna make it to the internet, but I don't know. I want to be honest. Life isn't always happiness and sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's really hard, but I wouldn't give up how I feel right now to not meet them, because he was such a true, genuine person. And Emma was a beautiful girl with a heart of gold. Oh man. You know what? He's probably just looking at me right now, just laughing at me. Life. What would life be without the ups and downs, right? This brownie is so good. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please feel free to connect with me below. I'm sorry if this made you sad. I will be okay. I think it helps me to talk about it. Maybe YouTube is a bit of therapy for me. And honestly, I only make videos like this because I hope that it will help other people. So I hope you have a wonderful day or night. If you're going through something, things do get better. I know this will get better for me. And for Kenton and Emma's sake, please just live your life to the fullest and enjoy every moment that you have on this earth. Thanks, guys.